Welcome to Wellness Tea Time with Dr. Rita, your go-to destination for enriching conversations about mental health. Join me as I host diverse guests to discuss mental health and empower each other on this journey to safeguard our well-being. We all have a purpose for being here. And I feel that perhaps, even in my work in a year, really promoting mental well-being among young people, I think that the idea of purpose is so fundamental to mental well-being. Because if you don't have clarity of where you're here, you're all over, you're searching, you're doing all sorts of things. And maybe you're trying to be a copycat even. And that is maybe some of the reasons they get into these drugs and that, because they're trying to copy someone else. Trying to do, they haven't found themselves yet. Because when you find yourself,
who you are helps a lot.
So I think what I was trying to put together, and I really did not set out to write the book. I was just reflecting. I would go take a walk. I walk a lot. So I would go take a walk, and then I'm walking and I'm getting these ideas. Something tells me, Shwandik. Then I would write it. Then I would share it on my WhatsApp status. Then people would comment. People say, hey, that one has spoken to me. Oh, can you please send it to me? Stuff like that. So I was just in that season where you get all sorts of downloads, as I called them. And I would just write them down. And in the end, I thought, hey, I have so many of them. Let me just pour them into a book. Yeah. So that's how it happened.
Doctor,
for me, what first caught my eye is the heading itself. When you look at Gems of Wisdom, I don't know, is it Gems?
Gems.
Yeah. Gems of Wisdom. It's deep. It's deep. It really strikes something, and you want to know what's inside the book. But still, when I looked through, I found things that were speaking to myself. So, especially here where you say, you speak of being ready for doors to open. That's something that many people miss out on. It's very hard to realize that there is a calling, something going to happen. Probably I need to change my lifestyle. I need to
be ready.
Yeah, I need to be ready.
Because you're praying and praying, but nange mukama njiziriramu. Ebitala binte or something like that. Obanga, you're like not focused. You're like all over the show. No, that's true. That's true.
I can't wait personally to look through the entire book and.
No, I'm excited that you got this copy.
Doctor, why you talked about earning things and not getting things freely. These days people want things free of charge and quick things.
Quickly.
And because of that, they get engaged into things they would not even have done, which are uncalled for, which are even dangerous to their lives and their community and of course their families. Because why they want quick?
Quick win. Yeah.
That's why people go into betting. Because they want to make money. That's why people go for this Illuminati thing. Because they just do this and you get this.
Just bring a chicken and we give you 200 million.
Is that what happens?
You're reducing them online every time.
Otherwise, if it wasn't that, people wouldn't be addicted to this betting thing.
Yeah.
People would be working. People would be patient, actually patient, but people are no longer patient. They want to get everything as quickly as possible. Maybe because they told us people are not patient because Baba Wolezanga chainga bato. That's what psychologists like it. Like okumuwoza, mwana akaba muwoza chaye, mumuwe ma. So they are impatient. Nemuleke waka abamanyi nti alina okugumingiriza chayi paka lwawo lo mumuwa munywe. Kati omwana akula ina that patience in them. But bebawoleza chai, they don't have that patience. They want, that is it.
But isn't that what we are doing to children these days, young people?
These days they even add cold water.
unywe mangu ogende olusi nga talina nakyalaga.
Yeah, but you know the idea that omwana banange buli kimu kimuwe buli kimu kimuwe. I understand kubanga ennaku zino mbu babaweereza ku ssomero ng'alina bottle of water for each day. Ng'alina grab for each day. Si bino ebyokuggwawo you know.
Ng'alina kesi y'ebitabo kesi
y'ebyokulya.
Wow, kesi 3.
Was like what is happening?
Kakati n'atuuka eri ye n'abanga basically obulamu buli set. Nga ne pocket money ali more than ow'abasomesa salary. Kakati oyo omwana aba n'akola atya?
And the world afterwards, when they go out in the world is not like that.
It's not like that. It's not the instant win, bichi, mami mugambyeko, lwaki teyampadde essimu eno, bichi. And then they claimed, kati ali too stressed kubanga ki? Tebamuwadde essimu.
Sina ssimu, tebamugulidde data.
Tebamugulidde data.
Ng'ate amusaba ali 30+. That's what's happening to this generation.
Ngali 30 years old.
30+.
What?
Na inga achasaba mami data. I know.
Wow.
Yeah, there's actually a parent who called me to talk to their child.
Hey.
Yeah.
I tell your child to their man.
To their man.
30 years.
Nga omwana asobedde buli kimu mami.
Wow. At 30 years
At 30 years, the guy even has a job, but if he's broke,
actually, we
should, everything.
As parents, we should learn to, we should teach our children that not everything is a yes. Otherwise, they'll be disappointed in life. That's why at times they even end up committing suicide. Because every time we yes, yetamanyi yonno kati nobwe gyemukuba.
So ekyo kitegeeza kindeetedde idea nti most of us African parents maybe all Ugandan because we're the ones we have grown up seeing we fail to separate between parenting and then loving. Yet we have to strike the balance. We have to put, a boundary. There is where you have to be a parent and if I do this, it's going to affect this child later on. But
to show the child the way they should
go. Especially you mothers, there are very few.
who
will do that?
Because we are with the children most of the time. And there is also this saying, I suffered a lot, I will not allow my children to suffer. I must make sure that they get whatever they want.
Get everything.
Because me, I suffered a lot. Therefore, they shouldn't suffer.
Not knowing yet, actually, it is through that a little bit, not suffering, but a little bit of space for you to be creative and innovative.
We'll this story of a butterfly. Yali egezaako okulwana. Engeri gy'ekikolamu okuva mu kiwonjo. So, like this child, n'akiraba nga kitwagulinga n'ayagala akijjemu n'akiyamba ne bwe yakijjamu it died kati n'akaaba nnyo and then ask dadu we n'ambuuza kiki tebibadde ekiyambyeko n'amugamba okoze ensobi. It is through that struggle that they survive. Olw'okiyamba now it has died kubanga okiyambye naye mu gyali kimwana okiyambye naye. So it is through the struggle that we are made, like we become what we are.
We become who we are. Indeed, era buli kimu ekikutuukako mu bulamu actually. Kirina we kikuzimba in many ways. Okay, of course, ebimu sigamba nti omuntu yandyagadde bimutuukeko, but it's a reality of life that when those things have happened,
and you go through them,
it's like going through fire.
Like you.
Yeah, going through fire, and it makes you who you are in the end. So abazadde abatayagala anything, any sort of hardship etuuke ku mwana.
It is not right. Kubanga the world is not like that. Unless agenda kubeera in your house forever.
Yeah.
But if they are moving out in the world, they will suffer a lot. At times, me now, I'll talk about myself. I pity my children because I don't abuse them. I rarely beat them, and even if I'm to beat them, we sit and say, you did this, yes, lie down, I give you that too.
Oh, really?
That is it. That is how I do it. We negotiate. And that is what we do. And I don't abuse them. So tewali mu environment ya kuvuma. Kati the world is not like that. Oli walwaso okujanga akaba maskati. No mugamba what is that? Ngambye mbono gulabe ngakuye kulabe kinene. But the world abuses.
Katama yagenda kutuka ngakoira muyindi.
Sina muyindi yekka. Never no muna Uganda yenyini. Ngali so abusive, the language is so bad. Kati era nje ninga mukamba. Sina bana kubasigala ganti kamba fume bamanyire. You get what I'm saying? And when they hear someone saying, Mommy, can you believe all your mwana yagambye munebo ati? Ngolaba to them it's a big thing. Nengate but it is a normal of doing them. Bevuma bakolachi kati.
Because that one trains actually emotional intelligence. Yeah. Because it's what we are suffering with mostly.
Yeah, but I think it's also important nti omwana amanya nti kubanga how do they learn what is right and what is wrong? So they learn what is right by seeing and experiencing in your house. Nti kino tekikolebwa. Kakati avavaawo n'alaba omwana omulala nga bakimukoze n'agamba bannange. Nekimukola bubi naye nga tekitegeeza nti ye tali resilient. Amanyi what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. Kati oli atakimanyi akulidde mu abusive environment. Ate ye tali resilient kubanga agenda kubeera target all the time kubanga they accept that is how world is. You can be abused and everything. Kugamba nti oguma bugumi. But okuguma okwo kulina psychological impact. So I think abana balina okulira mu a loving environment. Ekisooka naye ate ne bamanya nti the world is what it is. Kakati wano tuba to building emotional resilience. Tubayamba okumanya nti no, how do you handle? Because at the end of the
difference between morals and resilience.
Yeah. So there's what is right and what is wrong. But also how do you react? Kubanga kati you always have a choice. Gwengo omuntu olina choice okuba nti ngenda kureacting. So that kind of self-regulation, self-management balina giyiga. Kubanga bwe batagiyiga ajja kutuuka eri abwatuka akola atya, you know? Naye nga at the end of the day alina choice. Kubanga onakugambye tosobola mu controllinga naye olina control over how you react. Kati awo wali obuzibu. I think parenting these days is very challenging.
Kubanga most of the children parenting twagirekera bakozi. Teachers at school work. So the actual parents of the children have no time.
They are not part of the journey.
They are busy doing nothing. We are busy doing nothing. Because we are busy doing what? That's what I check songera on teaching. Nengaga, and I am too busy. I'm so busy. That you cannot even get time for your family, for your children, for especially family. At times we tend to forget that we do everything, we do all the things in the world, but at the end of the day we have to go back into our families. When I was doing my master's, I did a study on pre-retirement, of course, preparation and the psychosocial well-being of the pre-retirees over after people retire. You find that in most cases when people retire, they break. Especially those ones that are they move out of the homes, they go back late, over there. Why? Because you retire, you are no longer in this community you used to be.
You're not part of that social fabric.
Now you go back in this family which is now strange to you. You don't know your children, you don't know your wife, you don't know your husband. Like the community where you are now as a retiree. You are back in the community. Naye even in church toinamo anything, even the LC to wali akumanyi. No, like never ito luchiko tuwame wagambo ya yogela chibulijali rudawa. Like you become like you become irrelevant.
Wow.
And like some of the recommendations we were the two let us also not forget this other social capital behind.
Social capital.
The community where you come from, your family, wherever, it is very important. Because when we from dead, you need those people. You need your children.
They have to know that social capital is what?
It's important.
Very important. Mom is not going to be there, but the people may find out there. Have to know to relate to them.
By the way. Tebafa mangu abatachikola bafa the Rita abafanga like let's say 3 years after retirement oba ababeera mu that miserable situation beba batagendanga batanyigira mu bino ebirala nabe binyigira mu life moves on normal as if they did not even retired.
Yeah, sure. I think that's a very interesting point.
Doctor, you're in the hospital, of course, you have your fellow nurses, doctors, but the moment you leave that hospital, very few will even check on you on a weekly basis to say, hello, doctor, why? Ogenzi, that is it. Now your family will always be there. Banango basinga Rita aliatia. How is auntie? How is mommy? But those people will not keep on checking on you. They won't.
Ali munango obuvuddeyo oli omulala yali agamba nti ekisinga okuba ekizibwe obadde mu office eno yo high flyer, you know, like very important person ng'ojja abantu bonna yonna bakwetegedde kakati genda yokyali ng'oli retired.
Abamu bagana n'okuyingira ku you are no longer welcome.
Yali senior nurse wano yali senior naye nga wa
nga tewali akutunulamu obanga ogenda n'okusimba ku layini gye wali okola walinga gwe wali big shot kakati wano you have to kakati ebyo biyinza okumenya obanga wabadde tolina social capital, tolina social network, you haven't invested in that. Yeah, I think it's interesting nga bw'ogambye if we can teach young children nga bato nti ekyo kiri so important. I think kiyinza okubayamba nga bajja bakula
then never you're ready abunga ugabe pre-retirement. Simanyi if you have any way you do it new
kind of counseling and guidance y'abantu nga tebannaba ku retiring.
Bamba bagamba but
no, I mean isn't there as a policy? Even for government employees?
No, chiramu HR ragundi zawe, but not very many people. But if say that preparation for retirement, get about finances. You get
it's all mostly about finance.
What will be your source of income after you retire? But they forget this other aspect.
You
can be
lonely.
True.
You don't have any sort of support.
A new angle we should look at us and tap into as mental health experts.
Yeah, indeed. In fact, depression is quite common in age group. Wango muntu abata andiko gamba kakati mweno season. What is my purpose? Kati ngenda kola chi bichi kakati nga struggling okufinding reason for being. Kubanga teyalina kye yategeka
n'abaana benyini bonna abazala baakula
ate nga teyali close.
Doctor have talked about it. I personally wadde tuba ne pressures esweta abaana bateeka mbisulo I don't like boarding schools, especially for primary children.
Yeah.
Because they detach you from your kids.
And yet that is the vulnerable age where you have to be.
Omwana nakulanga abantu bali nabo bali attached to, they are those friends or the teachers or the matron. Kati bwatuuka nakula talinawo kana amanyi okay mommy is there naye nga talinawo nnyo kya feeding in that bond nga teriiwo kale ddayo ewaka leeti naye nga gy'oli ojja mmulabako naye akulabeko lozeyo nga bukyali agambe mami ekoleka mutule wakiri those few minutes will make a difference. That quality time will create a difference.
Naye n'okubeera even more intentional kubanga ne bukabeera hour kamu of the 24 hours. Naye singa mutuulako bwe mutudde ne mulya mwenna. Si buli omu ng'ali ku gadget ye. Buli omu ng'alina ku simu ye.
Ne musabako mwenna. Ne bakubuulira leero wasomyeyo ki mami gwe mulimu gugenze bitya, you share those things. Those things help. Naye There is, actually, I feel, but there is a sister of mine. Mwala waita kola bulungi na agamba mutwala misulu. Of course, I was against it. Now, of course, she was different na mutwala. Na yo mwana okuva agenda misulu. She changed completely. She's so reserved.
Wow.
But anyway, she just looks at them like this. Abera ona asidika. Era namugamba recently, namugamba, do you notice the difference in this girl?
Muliche yegama mama yansule.
Ngatwogera na yene era one of course ngatwogera tunyumya as a family. Ngasanga gamba kat Rebecca uli osunga lagala na kunkuba namugamba ochimanyi. I was against it. She's not omulaba ntino tali simurade physically, but you can tell that is not the girl we used to know. She's totally different. Yeah. Okay, life is not all about academics. She may be excelling in academics, so what about these other areas?
Ati wenzo okwesanga ng'omwana oyo ate bw'obanga ofunye akadde n'omubuuza.
Ene omubuuza kamba mami I'm fine.
Anti kati ye mama ajja kumugamba ati ndi fine. Naye singa obeerawo counselor amutunuddeko n'amukwatamu. Ayinza okwesanga ng'omwana oba maybe ali bullied at school or whatever. Naye ng'eno tajja kwogera. Kubanga amanyi nti bwe naagamba mami kyajja okukola ku ssomero.
That is another attending a parents gundi. I had gone to check on my nieces and my brothers that naye when natuka kusomera parents meeting ng'omusomesa ayogera is very bitter. You parents, you don't come to see your kids anymore. If we tell you what your kids do, if we tell you what your kids do at school, boarding for primary is a big risk.
It is a big risk.
Because the teachers won't tell you, of course they have to cover up. The child has to cover up. So
it is a terrible situation.
It is.
Kubanga omwana aba tafunidde ddala any time to actually be brought out by you gwe wenyini ng'omuzadde okubeera nti ono omwana akola ki afuna opportunity to learn from you values.
Tatusha alina ku primary n'aba nursery babateekayo. Nursery
really? Coming back to substance abuse, those are the cases you hear of. Yatandika 12 years because because maybe the teacher found the kid smoking a paper and had to what? To tell the parents they will overbeat the child. Don't do it again, don't do it. Teacher akolachi and covering it. So you find another way.
Kubanga nesomera nti reputation bajja gamba abaana baffe bakola ki so nga babisirikira. So wow.
Drugs are many in schools.
We have to do.
There are many in schools, by the way. And these days they are using these synthetic drugs, not the traditional ones.
Yeah? The hardcore stuff.
They are
using a tramadol, they are using metawad.
Don't mention names, they warned us about mentioning names.
But now
you may awaken someone out there and they say, what are she saying?
Because they're no longer.
Anti-kati waliwo prescription drugs, basobokozesa. Naye waliwo na these illicit drugs that they make up, they concoct, and all sorts of things.
But I've had many cases of those prescription drugs. There are many that people are discovering that put them in another mood, make them relax. Simanya what?
Prescribing. They go and buy them from pharmacies. And in Uganda it is
what are the restriction?
Even the money they give you without even a prescription.
Oli abatunda butunzi ddagala.
Akola business.
Yo, it is scary actually, it is really scary. So yeah, I think very proactive parenting is needed. Yeah, we can't overemphasize the value of that.
Yeah.
Proactive. Wanga we tabera proactive. It means you actually don't know what's going on.
And also knowing our roles and responsibilities as parents. Sigana kuogera. There was a time I went out in some district under a project with the Ministry of Education. But all the learners I interacted with, their fathers were not in the picture. The fathers, and these are primary school kids. Where is your dad? I don't know.
Wow.
Where is your dad? I don't know. Where is your dad? I stay with Jaja. Where is Omani, like almost like, if I'm saying like 90%.
Wow.
The dads were not in the picture. Where are these fathers?
These were just general kids who were picking out from
no, like in the school, because we go in the schools and we're interacting with them, these vulnerable children, or to be provided with some scholastic materials and what, and you're interacting with them. Whom do you stay with? I stay with my mother. Whom and we are four. Where is your dad? I don't, Most of them, the daddies were not in the picture. Now they grow up with single mothers. And you know how single mothers raise their kids. At times they can be so tough. At times they don't want to know. Some may be so tough. Others they don't want to know.
Depending on what's going on, I suppose, right?
Yeah, true.
Drawn out, anonya,
and
means
there are also these cases of families headed by children. Where is the mother? She went to Saudi Arabia for the dad I don't know. Now we stay with a Jaja.
Wow.
And the Jaja is very old.
Yeah.
So now in the actual sense, it's this girl supporting the family, a 13-year, 14-year girl.
Vulnerability, yeah. Whoa. Sure.
You need to go in those weeks of. Should I mention Usoga?
Yeah, true.
Actually, starting from Kuyikwe, those ends. You really wonder where we are going.
Single-headed families. The single-headed ones, I'm sure they are all over. And absentee dads. It's a very
That's what I was saying. We are our fathers.
Where are they?
Where are you?
Where are you? But
just tell us where are you?
The good thing it's not I should say it's not like it should be a blame game on the men, but I think it should be handled as family values. There was a total breakdown, a generational breakdown.
Could it be that much emphasis have been put on the girl child recently more than the boy child?
Yes, of course, the boy child has been neglected so much. But if you look at just maybe the last 30, let me take it to 30 or 40 years ago, families were actually what? They were still so traditionally together. If you know how we grew up, you would know that every weekend even if your father had 3 wives, you would know where Mama Gundi was. They would be like staying in a homestead, what? So there was a kind of, I don't know what happened, but the family set up in our country.
It has.
Just find out where our fathers are. You know where our fathers are. You are not in the picture.
It's very true.
Naye kati akantu ako tukakyusizaamu tutya ki ekiyinza okukolebwa? Are we talking obwavu bungi naye ate
poverty is real. No.
But what about the
abakazi you became emancipated? Yes.
No.
Previously demands zaali ntono. Nga taata kyafunyewo kijja tumala ffenna. These days nina okwekolera. Vikaweza akameza. The demands became so much. Naturally, men got afraid. Like, Mama Bundi yaguze motoka. Alinetaka. Those things started scaring off men. So they would rather. Ajja kusobola abaana bajja kubeekuliza. Kyo kirinakyo. So now mulina ekyokukola.
By the way, I agree with you. I agree with you nti naffe twatunulira nnyo. Is it equality? Like we compare ourselves that we can be like what a man can do, I can also do. Ne chiva scaring away. Naye nkubuulira amazima, we need men back in the picture.
You need to come back down.
Because the honest truth is that as a single mother, for example, teera tojja kubeera taata.
Of course,
you can't be. And even if you might do a better job raising the girls, because you're also a woman. Naye kati abalenzi. A time comes when you cannot
father figure.
Yeah. Very important.
Kakati naye awo responsibility tuleme kugiteeka ku bakyala bokka nti
anti kyenvaga beti fenna tulina okukola ki tulina okuddayo emabega
actually that is a problem because now a child is brought up by a mother and he is seeing the mother doing everything. That means when he gets up he grows up and gets married ajja kusubira omukazi we to do the same because the mother was doing the same.
And you know one funny thing, there's something that interested me recently. Some time back I thought about it. Have you ever found a family that is very, very poor? Maybe poor, okay, not in the best life. That is not in the best life. They are maybe in one car house, they have their 4 kids, but it is man, woman, and they've been like that for year after year. Yeah, and you don't find it where this one has a house, this one has a what, they are well off.
So I think it comes down to traditional values. Nayenga tutegedde okumanya nti what is the most valuable thing in this situation of the family? What makes it, work? Ate n'ekirala, nyiza okuba nkola n'oli naye akola. But at the end of the day, you have to find some sort of balance for the sake of the children.
That is it. Doctor, I think the problem is people these days are so selfish. Like they think about themselves.
Me, myself, and I.
Actually, even the children are not in the picture. Because otherwise, if they were, there are some things you need to compromise for the sake of your children. Like if it's not all about you, you are ready to even bow down because you want this family to be together, because you want your children to be with both parents. It is all about me and I. People are selfish. We are selfish. I don't want to say people. We are selfish. So long as it makes me happy, I'll go with that. Not minding about what other people are thinking. Not minding about other people, whether they're suffering or not. That is also a problem.
And things have really become bad that there are even some parents who are happy when kids are going back to boarding school. I understand lockdown. Every day. So you even find that it's fine. So there is a lot we have to do anyway.
Yeah, I think it's a challenging time. But at the end of the day, a context in which the young people are growing up, and then you experience them at school, and they are wild or in the workspace or whatever, and this person you cannot, this is what it is that you need to do. You can't even mentor them because they come in, their whole mindset is not one that has been raised and groomed for that kind of, setup of working and work ethic and being able to focus on things and do things. So it's a big challenge, really. All right, so thank you so much for this fantastic conversation and for the feedback on Gems of Wisdom. I really appreciate.
94 ways to renew your mind.
Yeah.
I think everyone should go and catch this book.
All wisdom comes from the good book. So we have to reference it. But
the answers are closer than we think.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, and we appreciate you, of course, for considering to bring us along this journey. We want to work with you when we reach.
Absolutely. I think there's just so much need in our country, and of course far beyond. But now as they say, charity begins at home. So for me, I was out there in South Africa and trying to do things in South Africa. Then I realized that my people needed...
that you're going to grow old and those people will not be your community.
Like you were saying,
you come back here, you're like you're away for years.
Now you're no longer relevant because you were just not there. You didn't contribute.
And it takes a different level of understanding for such a voice to come and talk to you, and you actually appreciate it. Many people ignore it. I still have time. Maybe 5 years to come in. But it was very good of you to realize and say, let me go back home.
Let me go back and make a contribution where I can. Too much. Yeah, no,
she had these good ideas. Because that is you've impacted them.
Now that is so true. Now, thank you so much.